Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Baking Journal, where today we are making these delicious cinnamon rolls made with Tangzan, which helps them to be fluffy and huge, as you can see. So stick around and let me show you how it's done. Making Tangzan is really easy. Just whisk bread flour, milk, and water together in a saucepan over medium heat. Keep stirring until the mixture thickens and then set it aside to cool. Before we get started with the dough, I'm excited to say that this episode is produced with the support from Edible Ohio Valley. This is a quarterly magazine highlighting the people who grow, raise, and produce food close to us. Their link is listed in the description below. And now, back to the recipe. For our dough, we're putting in bread flour, powdered milk, some yeast, instant yeast, and salt. Let's give this a good little mix. Now we're going to add our eggs, an egg yolk, our milk, oops, and our sugar that I almost forgot. I'm going to put this on for just about 15 seconds just to get it nicely mixed. That's looking good. Now, we're adding our melted butter and the Tangzan that we made earlier. This is so worth the extra step because the Tangzan makes these cinnamon rolls nice and fluffy and soft. I am going to get this on the mixer for about 10 minutes until the dough starts to come together. It'll be sticky, but you'll see it all coming together still. This dough looks great. Let's transfer it into a greased bowl, rolling it around so the dough doesn't stick to the bowl, and then cover with plastic wrap. So we're gonna set this aside in a warm place, let it rise to double in size for about an hour or so, and in the meantime, we're going to prepare our filling. Our filling really just consists of some delicious brown sugar, cinnamon, but I'm also adding a little bit of cornstarch. The cornstarch helps to hold the filling together. Mix this up with a fork and make sure your butter is set aside at room temperature. Look at this dough! My God, this is fabulous. So it is now risen and we're gonna roll it out. But first, let's sprinkle some flour over the surface. This is such a great dough to work with. Sprinkle a little bit of flour on top of the dough and roll it out to about a 10 by 15 rectangle. And now we're just gonna spread our butter over the top. Just get it as far over to the edges as possible. And now we're just gonna spread our cinnamon brown sugar mixture all over the top. Starting to roll from the long end, we're gonna roll this baby up. Roll it up as evenly as possible to create that lovely spiral. So I'm gonna make these rolls about 2 inches. And you could cut certainly them 2 inches apart, but I have a very cool little trick to show you. And this is just waxed string, or you can use dental floss that isn't minted, please. And all you do is just crisscross and pull it through. And that way, it's not smashed on one side from the knife pulling it down. So I'm gonna take these, because that's all I can fit on the tray, and set them aside. They need to rise one more time before we get ready to bake them off. Look at these cinnamon rolls. They have been rising for about an hour. Do they not look awesome? I've got my oven preheated to 350, and these guys are gonna go in for about 22 minutes. With the cinnamon rolls baking, let's make the cream cheese icing. I'm just creaming room temperature butter with some cream cheese and adding confectioner's sugar with a little bit of vanilla and milk. Keep mixing in confectioner's sugar until it's thick and smooth. I think our cinnamon rolls should be ready. Oh yeah, golden brown and smelling fabulous. Here they are, fresh out of the oven. They are certainly monster cinnamon rolls. We're gonna let them cool off just for a few minutes before we slather on our delicious cream cheese icing. I'm a believer that more is better when it comes to cream cheese icing. And since the rolls are still warm, the icing oozes down into those spirals. The kitchen smells wonderful, all of that cinnamon smell, and then just the creamy cream cheese icing. I can't wait to give it a taste. And you know me, normally I take my little bite, my little dainty bite with a fork. This one, I am digging in. Oh my gosh, these are so soft and pillowy from the Tangzan that we added, and then that cream cheese icing that just gives it that wonderful tang to top it off. They are out of this world delicious. I really do hope you give it a try. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please remember to give me a like and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon on another episode of the Baking Journal.